Hey everyone, welcome to the July reveal for our County Line Crafts box. We're going to go ahead and get started. Inside our box, you always have your step-by-step directions with a QR code at the bottom to scan for this video tutorial. We've got our wipes, our paint dabber, 3 paint colors, our black, white, brown, our super glue, and our plate. And then we've got our wooden cutouts. So we're gonna take everything out. There are 2 little dots for the eye. You wanna make sure you don't lose those when you're unpacking your box. And before you get started painting, always make sure that you cover your work surface. The box that your kit is shipped in is perfect for that. I'm gonna be using some old newspaper. All right, before you get started, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, your wood pieces, I would lay them out on the base. I created a stencil for you so that they're easy to glue down straight, but I would lay them out on the base so that you can make sure that you do not paint the wrong side, just in case. All right, so we're gonna get started following along on our directions. Step 1 says to not bake. Take 1 baby wipe out, wrap it around your fingers, dip it into the brown paint, and wipe it onto the rectangle base. Repeat until it's covered well. Set the wipe aside because we will use it again later. So you've got 2 baby wipes, you're gonna use 1 of them. And you're gonna start with your brown paint. Dip it in, and then just wipe back and forth. And on this, in the middle, we're going to have pieces glued there, so you don't have to worry about going over those parts. And it's always best if you go with the grain of your wood, not against it. The more coats that you apply, the deeper your color will be. So that's my board with 1 coat. I'm gonna go ahead and do just a little bit more, a little bit darker brown. All right, and then don't get rid of your brown white. Set it to the side because you're going to use it again in just a minute. All right, so I'm gonna move that over. Step 2 is take out another baby wipe and wrap it around your fingers, dip it into the white paint, and paint all of the scrap pieces until they are covered well. So these odd shapes are what our scrap pieces are. Make sure you're going with the grain, not against it. And I'm definitely going to do 2 coats with the white just because it's lighter. And I don't want to see as much of the wood through it. All right, I'm going to start at my beginning piece and add another coat to it. And remember, lighter coats are a lot better than a thick, heavy coat. All right, those are good to go. I'm gonna wipe off the extra paint. And we are ready for step 3. Take out your black paint and white sponge. Dip the sponge in the paint and dab the paint onto your letters. So you're gonna get the extra off of your sponge and then dab it up and down on your letters. Don't forget about your 2 little dots for the eyes. So see how I have the paint really heavy on the sponge? You do not want that. Dab off the extra. And then you're just gonna dab up and down. Notice how I'm going over the same spot a couple of times so that I get good coverage with these thin coats of paint. Way too much. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do one more thin coat. Don't forget to dot your I's a second time if you do another coat. All right, we are done with that part. Moving on to step 4, once you have painted everything, you can take your glue and carefully put some on the back of your scrap pieces and glue them to the base. So let's move our words out of the way, or our letters. Before you start to glue it down, make sure you have your pieces in the correct order and orientation to make it easier once you've got them covered with glue. Okay. And remember, with your glue, don't open it right over your project because a little bit might squirt out. So always open it over a covered surface to the side, and you just twist it on slowly and carefully. Nope, not yet. And a little bit still squirted. And then you're just gonna dab a little bit on the back of your pieces and glue them down where there's already a stencil on your board, so you know exactly where to line it up and have your pieces spaced right. And then give it a firm, good press. And the last one. All right, now that that part is done, I would look at your board and see which way you want to have for your top and bottom. I'm going to do mine this way, I think. This is gonna be my top on this side. And after those are glued on, you can take your brown wipe and carefully wipe the edges of the white to give it kind of a brown antique look. So you're just going to take it, gently do your edges just a little bit. And I'm kind of going around mine. Some spots are a little heavier, some are a little lighter, just to give it that more natural look. You could even do a little in the middle if you want. And I did not reapply any more brown paint to my wipe. This is just what was left on it. You can see it's kind of got that little bit of old antique look. You can apply, you don't have to put any on. You can do as little or as much as you would like. All right, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Step 6, now you can take your painted word, put some glue on the back, and glue that on top of your scrap pieces. But before we put glue, we want to lay out our words or our letters so that we make sure it all fits and we've got it straight and how we want it. I think this is always the hardest part, is lining everything up. I think that's good. I'm so excited about this sign. I already have a spot picked out in my kitchen on the wall that's going to be perfect. I'm just going to put a couple command hooks on the back to hang it up. You could also use an easel stand. If you've been a subscriber for a while, you received one a few months ago with one of our kits that you could reuse. Or they're also available on the website, countylinecraft.com. All right, and there you go, our finished sign. Simplify. I felt like this was a really good one to do because this past year, that's something I think we have all focused on, is simplifying our life and just taking a step back and slowing down a little bit. So I'm super excited about this one. Thank you guys. If you'd like to get your own box, you can go to countylinecraft.com to subscribe. If you are one of our subscribers, your box will be shipping out tomorrow. Thanks guys, bye.